Hi, my name is Carl, and welcome to PitchPoints. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to PitchPoints. Welcome to the show. Welcome to True City Fan. Welcome to Football and Chills. Welcome to everybody out there. We already see some few people on. I see Daniel. Welcome, Daniel, to the show. Share this video. Share it, Daniel. If you're watching this video, I ask that you please share it. Patrick and I have spent a lot of time going into a lot of detail for this video. So it's important for us to share it because we want to celebrate one of the best strikers in football, a gem that we have on our hands, a player who I've been watching for. I'll get to it. Let me just introduce first of all Patrick. Patrick, welcome to the show, brother. You're on mute.
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. Am I freezing?
No, you're perfect, man.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for having me. Man. Looking forward to this video on Julian Alvarez.
Absolutely. And let's guys out there, please share the video. I mean, it's not because I'm looking for the likes, right? It's nice to have the likes, but it's not about it. For me, it's about trying to promote our own, trying to expose what I have learned about this boy, what I've seen about this boy, how he's so underrated. And because he is in the shadow of Erling Haaland, we don't know the jewel that we have and what he is and how much of an upgrade he is up from Sterling and from Jesus. And I'll talk about all those things, but I want you to, let's just take 2 minutes just to kind of share the video. Daniel, whoever's there, share the video to everybody. Let them start watching it. Let's so we can have a conversation between you and us about what you think and what you feel about him. So I'll give it a minute or so, Patrick, just to kind of share the video. But how is your day going so far?
My day is fine. My day is going well. Just cooking something, but my day is going well. What about yourself?
Okay, it's been a cold, rainy day. I've been very tired recently because I've been doing a lot of training. This new training I'm doing. It's interesting to watch the city training in progress because it's a lot. You need a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Because there's a way in which they want the kids to play, which is very interesting. So you cannot overcoach. You have to almost let them play. You set up the different systems and you let them play and you try to coach over the top. It's really interesting. I really enjoy it. So far so good. We'll see what happens there. But yeah. Anyway, looks like people are going to join. Hopefully, let's talk about. And the reason I want to talk about this, Patrick, is I want to talk about this guy here. Where is he? Let me bring him up right here. Let me see. Where is he? I want to talk about this guy here. Let me see if I can move this to the side or something, and maybe we can do something. Or yeah, it works. Maybe I should put it in the background. But I want to talk about Julian Alvarez, and the reason I want to talk about him, let's see if. Okay, it's not working. Okay, that's fine. The reason I want to talk about him, Patrick,
if you share screen, right? You know how you share screen.
Yeah, I'll do that later on. I'm going to do that later on.
Okay, let me try to do it from this side. You keep talking.
Yeah. So here we go. There we go.
No, I'll do it from this side.
Okay. I mean, I remember this year, Patrick, when the news came out about Julian Alvarez, and I remember my first thought was, I'm not so sure. Maybe this guy is a CFG signing. And you and I had a conversation about this, and I always try and keep an open mind. I mean, I may not support an idea, first of all, but if a person gives me superior facts, I always turn and I say, okay, fine, I believe in it. That's how I am. That's how I operate.
Yeah. Try
Right?
add
If you
what.
give
Try
me
add what. Try that. Add that. I just put
yeah,
something.
I've
Try that.
had I've added this guy, Julian Alvarez, right? If you give me superior facts, Patrick, I will always back your facts. That's who I am, right? I listen to the facts. I call things as they are. And you told me that this guy is not a CFG signing. This guy is going to be a City signing, that he's going to go on loan for 6 months. He's going to come to us in July, and we're going to bring him to the first team squad. Now, when I heard that from you, Patrick, I did my research. I started to study this guy. I began to watch all these games every Sunday and every Wednesday in the Copa de Libertadores, which is like the Champions League, and in Argentina. I began to watch this kid. And the more I watched him, the more I became convinced that this is no ordinary CFG signing. Patrick, you there? I lost him. I lost Patrick. Right. The more I watched him, the more I believed that this guy was no ordinary CFG signing. The more I studied him, the more I believed that he was meant to be in the first team. I think we lost Patrick. Oh, carry on. And so here we are today. We're watching him play, and we see that clearly this guy is doing something special. So what I'm going to share with all of you is some work and some research that I did the past 2 days or so about Julian Alvarez. I put some slides together, and if you bear with me for one moment, I will pull them up, and then we will talk through each of them. Okay, here we go. Patrick, are you there? I didn't put Patrick is back now. Good. Okay, you're back, Patrick.
Yeah, it's something. What happened? I don't know what happened. So
That's fine. I'm about to share the slides right now. Okay. So I'm going to share the slides that we put together about Julian Alvarez, and then let me know when you can see my screen, Patrick, so that we can start to share and talk through. Give me a sec. Talk through.
yeah, your screen is frozen. You're frozen.
Yeah. Am I frozen now?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be frozen. I should be fine. Yeah, you can see my screen now, Patrick. You should be able to see my screen now.
It's not responding from this side. I think there's something has to be wrong with the program.
Okay. I can.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Keep rolling. I'm gonna see if it's just me, or let me check on my.
I think it may be you, Patrick. I'm not sure. Maybe you. Let me see if anybody else can see.
Yeah, everybody can see it. It's fine. It's fine. I think it's just me from this side.
Okay. Okay. So,
yeah, so don't.
Okay. So just monitor the chat, and then if you see anybody, just let me know, because I'm focused on the actual screen itself. So
yeah, I keep watching it.
So let's talk about this guy for a moment, right? And again, the reason why I'm doing this is because I just feel like we don't give enough respect to this kid. And I fear that if City fans do not recognize this kid or give him respect, the guy will leave and we will lose. We will lose an asset. Because all of a sudden there's all this furor about Erling Haaland, and rightly so. We don't pay respect to this guy, what this guy can do. Okay? So Alvarez was born in January 2000. He was born on 31 January 2000. He's 22 years old. He plays as a center forward, his main position, but he can also play on either wing, left or right. Now, this idea that he can't play on the wings is absolute nonsense. Anybody who tells you that doesn't know what they're talking about. This guy can play on left wing, right wing, central. He plays across the front line. I have watched him play in their Champions League, in their South American games. I've watched him play for City in 3 different positions. In fact, we will share the heat maps of this guy that will tell you he plays on either side of the wing. He plays more on the wings than he does centrally, to be fair. Because even at River Plate, he never played really. He played a central, but he always was playing in the wings. There's another guy who was playing the number 9. He always played behind the striker, or to the right or to the left. It's a fact. It's not me making things up. It's what I watch, is what you see. Okay? He joined River Plate from Atletico Cauchin in 2016. Prior to joining River, right, Alvarez had trials at Boca Juniors. That's a huge Argentine club, massive Argentine club, and Real Madrid. Right? In that Real Madrid trial, he scored twice in 5 games in the youth tournament, but he couldn't join Real Madrid because of his age. He was too young. That's why this guy didn't go to Real Madrid. Because if he was old enough, he would have gone to Real Madrid. Let's be clear, at a young age. So when Haaland was,
I saw the pictures. Yeah.
So when Haaland was in Boca, was in Molde, trying to get into Molde, this guy was trying out at Real Madrid. So this is the levels we're talking about, right? It's just unfortunate that he's not European. He's South American, and he had to play in South America. If he was European, this kid would be in Real Madrid, Barcelona, clean. We won't even touch him. Okay, so this lack of respect that we're giving him, we need to begin to kind of dial it back and recognize this guy is, right? So he joins River Plate, right, at age what, maybe 18, 19, right? Quickly moves into Marcelo Gallardo's squad in 2018-2019 season. Now, Marcelo Gallardo is a high press 4-3-3 possession-based kind of coach. That's what he does. They won the Copa Libertadores playing another club at the Santiago Bernabeu under this guy. One of the best football games I've ever watched. Absolutely phenomenal game in 2019 or so. I believe Alvarez was also there as well. Right? Absolute. The game was quick, fast, high press, running, passing, everything you want from a typical City kind of game. So he was there. And then on January 31st this year, on his 22nd birthday, it was confirmed that he had signed for City on a 5.5-year deal, and then would loan him back to River until July this year, and then he joined us in August, July, August. Right? Now, between him and Haaland, right, they're two different players, right? He's 5'7", he's not tall like Haaland, has a very different profile to Haaland, right? They both like to run in behind. We've seen that many, many times, that running behind. But Alvarez is more proficient with the ball at his feet. He's more comfortable dropping off, right, to link play. He's more of a dribbler around players than Haaland is. Haaland is more direct and is a clinical finisher. Alvarez is more of the kind of the Aguero and the Tevez kind of guy who can link play, who can connect, who can distribute, who can pass, long pass, short pass, does all those things. He's a typical Pep player in terms of he can play the false nine, play left, play right, he drops in, does all those things. Haaland is learning to do those things. So these are some facts, not facts about this kid. Okay? So let's go on. The highlight of his career at River Plate, his highlight was the double hat trick that he scored in their own Champions League game. This is not their local league. This is their Champions League game with the Copa de Libertadores, right, in May this year, where he scored 6 goals. And as of yesterday, he's got 5 goals and assists in 3 games for City, in 3 games, right, in the Champions League, the Premier League, and as we saw against Chelsea in the EFL. 5 goals and assists. And in his City career so far, this kid has 9 goals and assists in 5 starts for City. Not 5 games, 5 starts. Against Barcelona, he got a goal. Every time he starts, except for Leicester, he's got a goal. Liverpool, he got a goal. Actually, he didn't start that game, actually. He came as a sub, but he got a goal. Chelsea, he got a goal. Forest, he got 2 goals. Sevilla, he got a goal. Fulham, he got a goal. Big, good goals that helped us in those games. That's 9 goals and assists in 5 starts for City. And those who say that, oh, what's he won? What's he done? And it's like, well, he's won a Copa America, beating Brazil, right? In South America, the same Brazil that we're saying who are going to win the World Cup. He's beating them in Brazil. And if you watched him this year in the UEFA Cup of Champions against Italy, I believe, they beat Italy. So he has 2 titles to his name. Harry Kane has none. So this guy is not just a smokescreen kind of guy who is he's like an academy kind of guy. He's a Cole Palmer or he's a Phil Foden. Now this guy is beyond that. This guy is beyond Foden. He's beyond Palmer. He's beyond all these guys. I would even say he's even beyond Grealish because he's more efficient than Grealish. Apart from Erling Haaland, that front line, this guy is the guy for me. He's the guy. Nothing touches this guy. His efficiency in front of goal, the kinds of goals that he scores, left foot, right foot, header, running behind, short passing, roof of the net, is clinical. People talk about the fact that, we lost Jesus, we lost Raheem Sterling, we're going to miss somebody who can run in behind. This guy runs in behind and is a better finisher than those 2 combined. It's not by accident that we got him for £14 million. He has more goals in him in less starts than Jesus has for Arsenal. And Jesus plays the number 9 role. That's what we're talking about. It's not a joke. So, yes, Patrick, are you there? Let's see if we lost Patrick. Yeah, let's see if Patrick, are you there? Yeah, I think we lost Patrick. We'll continue on and we'll come back to the chat. Real quick. I hope you're enjoying this, guys. Here we go. we'll talk about so far. So these are his stats in all competitions from South America to the Premier League. Right, he's played over 40. Let me hide this. Give me a sec. Let's find this. Sort this out. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. The guy has played 45 games, scored 25 goals, and has 8 assists. So that's what, 33 contributions in 45 games. That's 33. My math is correct. 33 goal and assists in 45 games across his career so far. 33 in 45. 33 in 45 across all competitions. How many players on our team have that? Maybe our Haaland. Grealish doesn't have that. Foden certainly doesn't have that. Riyad Mahrez, maybe, but not. 33 and 45. In the Premier League, 11 games, 3 goals. In the EFL, 1 game, 1 goal. Champions League, 6 games, 2 goals. Community Shield, 1 game, 1 goal. In the Copa Libertadores, right? He has 6 goals in 8 games and 2 assists. And we can see the list going on. In Copa de la Liga in Argentina, he has 8 goals in 11 games with 2 assists. Has 10 contributions in 11 games. The guy's not a fluke. He's absolutely a guy who certainly is a top guy, and it can only grow and only get better. That's why I've always been harping on this guy and saying this guy, in my opinion, the front three for City, in my opinion, should be Foden, Haaland, Alvarez. Foden, Haaland, Alvarez. Because his numbers are better. He's a better finisher than Grealish and certainly by Mahrez. It's not coincidental. If this guy was English, this guy would be rivaling Harry Kane. He'll probably start over Grealish, probably over Foden as well. He's an absolute gem. So let's look at the comments back from you guys, and let's see what we have in the comments real quick. Patrick is back. Okay. Hey, Patrick, you're back. We missed you.
Oh, yeah, because I don't know what was happening to the computer. I had to start it all over again. It kept on freezing, but I could watch myself properly.
Yeah. Let's look. So Daniel says, intro is like fire, like Julian Alvarez. Thank you very much. That was created by Wantali and by Patrick. Everybody can see it. Big up, crew. I'm excited for this. I hope you're enjoying it, Vader Games. Sorry for the tech, right? Issues. Twister said, hi, guys. Is there a future? Absolutely, there's a future for Alvarez at City. There's a massive future. I've said this, and Patrick has heard me. I've said this. The front three for us should be Foden, Haaland, Alvarez. When you look at his production in front of goal, he's efficient in front of goal. He smokes Jack Grealish. Now, Jack Grealish is great. Don't get me wrong. He's good. He's a great player. But in terms of efficiency in front of goal, there's no comparison. This guy has 9 goals and assists in less starts, in 7 starts for City. Grealish has 1 goal and 0 assists. So in terms of production, he produces more with the chances that he has than Jack does. He's almost close to Foden. I think he's been better than Foden. I don't know, Patrick. What I mean, what I'm saying making sense, or am I just supposed?
Yeah, he has a future. He has a future. He's on a long-term contract. So anybody who, let's say, for instance, I give an example. Let's say, for instance, somebody comes for him after the World Cup. They're gonna have to pay a hefty fee. What we're looking at, if you come for Julian Alvarez after the World Cup, you're looking at 100 million above. Why am I saying that? There's not a lot of clinical strikers out there in the world right now as we speak. There's not a lot of strikers who've got the same movement and finishing. So yes, there's a future. And whoever comes for him, they're going to have to pay a big fee. I'm talking about 100 million above because, as I said, he's on a long contract and he's hot property in Argentina. And playing for Man City sort of boosts your status. Look at Ferran Torres. Look at Garcia. Look at Brahim Diaz, who went to AC Milan. So I think he's got a future and he's here to stay. I don't think he's going to go anywhere else. I think if he decides to go, the team has to come in with a lot of money to convince Man City to let him
Patrick,
go.
I'd rather sell Jack Grealish than sell Julian Alvarez.
No. Let's not start the vessels.
Patrick. You had Champions League final. If this boy starts, this guy scores. He's a big game player. He grew up in Argentina in Copa Libertadores. It's massive. He's more efficient in front of goal. It's not even a question. The data doesn't lie. The data does. Jack Grealish is a great player. 1 goal.
But Jack is not a striker.
Then why is he playing left wing?
Huh?
Why
Jack is not a
wing?
striker. You cannot put the same emphasis on a striker. Like for me, I think both of them are just different players. But Alvarez, you can tell he's a striker, born striker, guy who's there to finish. He's a good finisher. To be honest with you, the way Alvarez finishes, I think majority of our team can even finish some of those finishes because they're very difficult. But look, Jack is there to be Jack. Let's give him an opportunity. He's already started doing, like as I said, Pep said in the press after the other game that I've been talking to him, trying to get it to his head that have the ambition to go score. Don't go have the ambition, let me look for somebody. He says from now on, have the ambition to score. So I looked what he was doing. I hope he continues with Brentford. He continues at the World Cup and let him cook. Jack, leave Jack where he is. Leave Foden where he is. Alvarez is a guy who we have to start comparing him to other strikers. Not Haaland, but other strikers around saying this guy is actually a baller. Yeah. Because if you look at him, he's very efficient more than...
Yeah, I guess my debate is that if I were going to a UCL final tomorrow, right? If tomorrow was a UCL final, right, and I had a choice and everybody was fit, who do I play? I ain't starting Jack Grealish. Yeah. Patrick,
you've got a few questions in the comments here. One from Better Games and
So let's look at the comments real quick. Strength and opportunities. Please share what you think, guys. What is Alvarez's ceiling? See, the problem here is that his ceiling is massive in terms of the way he plays. You know, my worry is if we're not careful, if we don't appreciate this guy, Real Madrid will come in for this guy as Benzema's replacement. And they will say, we can get him on the cheap. We can get him in. He knows how to play. He's used to the Latin way of playing. He can play for us.
But cheap when? When is that? Because he's under contract. So cheap when and how?
That becomes the question. If they put $100 million pounds in, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
If Julian Alvarez goes to the World Cup and performs, Patrick, which he may perform, and Argentina wins the World Cup, we have a problem. We have a problem because what do you do next? Are you going to keep benching him for Grealish and for Foden? What are you going to do?
Yeah, but he's been benched for Haaland, isn't he? Like that's what he's been done for.
But he's not. It's not just Haaland. Again, and I'll show you this in a minute. I'm going to show you guys the data, and it's not me. This is just the data.
Yeah, right? there's a great question here by Vet. It says, "Great show. What do you want to see Julian improve on?" Hold up play.
Yeah, maybe his hold up play can improve, right? His hold up can improve, right? But it becomes a problem because then people say that he's meant to replace Haaland. Yes and no. I've told you that he plays across the front line. It's not just as a number 9. He plays left, he plays central, he plays right. And I'll share with you the heat map of all his games since 2018 that tells us that this guy plays left, middle, and right. I watched him at River Plate play left, middle, and right. The Nottingham Forest game that we saw when he played with Haaland, he wasn't playing central. He was playing left, middle, and right. And he scored 2 goals with Erling Haaland.
Yeah. And to answer Veta Games, his contract runs till 2027. His contract at Man City will run till 2027. So he's got so much time on his contract. So I don't know if they would want to improve his pay. If he look, this is my thing. If I was the guy at Man City, right? Julian Alvarez comes from let's say per se, as Carl is saying, he comes in from the World Cup and he's performed very well. I would just improve his contract. That's what I'll do. Just improve his contract to make sure he stays and maybe slap more years on him and make sure that he stays at City. So that would be my take on that anyway. To be honest.
I think one of the challenges we're having, and as I see, it says we're trailing 1-0, YSK in the UCL, we're going to sub on. Alvarez comes on, right? But I think the problem is that we have this mindset that somehow this guy is going to be pigeonholed into being Haaland's replacement. No. I want us to get out of that mindset. He's not just a look.
So why did we buy him then? Why we knew that he's a striker?
To play across the front line. We've seen it against Nottingham Forest. Pep has done it. We hope that we see more. He can play left, middle, and right. He can. He's not just Haaland is injured. I'm going to come and play. Okay, let me get my bag and I'm going to play. No. The goal that we scored against Chelsea, Patrick, where did that goal originate from? The goal he scored. What side of the field?
Against what?
against Chelsea in the EFL.
No, oh yeah, he crossed the board, Maris, and then
From what position?
when he saw the opportunity from the left hand
From the
side. So
left hand side.
when he saw the opportunity, he ran in. But there's a lot of good questions that you're being asked in the comments, Carl. A lot
Yep.
of good questions because people are getting involved with you.
Yep.
Because there's a comment here by Twisted. He says Alvarez, right man, right club, wrong time. How
I
do you
disagree.
tackle that?
I disagree with you. I
I'll
think
be
he's the
back.
right man, right club at the right time. We can't have just Mahrez and Grealish and depend on them totally. We need to have the flexibility to play multiple systems. And Julian can do that. We need to get out of the mindset of that Julian is only meant to play as a number 9. No, he plays across the front line. He can play left, he can play mid, right, he can play middle. He can play across the front line. He's not just restricted to that. And I'm going to show you the evidence. Let's go and Patrick is away. Let me start to share with you. Let me share my screen so we can go through the evidence of what I'm talking about. Hold on, guys. Watch this, okay? Okay, let's watch this. So here's a software that I like to use in particular because I think it really shows us. So here's Alvarez, right? And we see his age, we see his height, all that kind of stuff. His strengths, ankle play, high pressing, finishing. Weaknesses, ground duels. So basically holding up play is a weakness that he has. If we go to his Premier League, right? Premier League 2022-2023, the season so far. Look at his heat map, right? His heat map is spread across the left, spread across the right, and a little deeper. His heat map is not here, which is Haaland's right here. He's spread across. This is the Premier League so far, right? Played 11, started 3, and minutes per game, 33 minutes per game, right? This is his heat map. If we look at, let's say, look at his South American numbers heat map. Look at that, right? This is this year when they played in South America, in Argentina. Look at his heat map. Again, left, central, right, but not that number 9 spot because he always played behind a striker and he played left or he played right. He didn't play the number 9 as we come to know it. So this idea that he's somehow supposed to only replace Haaland is not true. This is this year in South America. Let's look at their own Champions League, right? The Champions League for South America, the Libertadores. Let's pull that up. Copa America, Libertadores. Let's pull that up. Here it is, right here, right? Libertadores, right? Libertadores 23. Look at that again. More to the right, a little deeper, not the number 9. His touches were more here than they were here. Slightly to the right. We look at, for example, let's look at Chelsea game, the EFL game that we just passed up, right? EFL, right here. Look at that. Against Chelsea last week or 2 days ago, where he was supposed to be the number 9, guess where his heat map says he was? Right to the left-hand side. Some here, but the heat was all right here, which is where he predominantly played. So this idea that he's supposed to be only a number 9 is a false narrative. He can play across the front line. If we look at, for example, let's look at Copa America. Look at that, right? In Brazil, against Brazil, where Messi was playing, where Lautaro was playing. Look at where he plays on the right-hand side. Again, the heat map is there. I don't know what happened right there. The heat map is there. Okay, this again in another cup competition in Argentina. Look at the heat map. Let's go to 2021. See what he does. Look at that. Check that out. 2021 in Argentina. Look at his heat map. Left to right, central, left, all around here. Some here, but mostly middle to the right. So I've been arguing about this with many people, many channels, that this guy is not only just meant to be a number 9. He can play across the front line, which is my argument around if we can get this guy in the front 3, right? He's more efficient to me than Grealish, more efficient than even Foden in that front 3 to play with Erling Haaland, right? Let's look at, for example, again, let's get the Super Cup that they play in Argentina. Check that out. Super Cup 2021, right, that they play. Look at it right on the left-hand side, right? And this is not me. This is basically the facts showing what he does. Community Shield, he played deeper on the right-hand side because Erling Haaland was playing. Okay? Let's see if we can get a Premier League game. Let's look at the Forest game. Let's see what happens in the Forest game. If you can find the Forest game. I think it's way behind. I can't seem to find it. It's Leicester. This was the game against. Okay, this was the game against what you call it, against Fulham. His heat map is all over the right, left, nothing really central major. And he was supposed to be the number 9. So it's just incredible to watch and see this guy play. I don't know if Patrick is still there. Patrick, you there? Okay.
Yeah, I am here. I'm just looking at what you're doing.
Yeah, it's again. I'm just sharing, Alvarez's heat map. Not me. It's not me saying it's what he has done across Champions League game. Look at that. His Champions League. Look at that. He was supposed to be the number 9 against Sevilla, but you see a lot of the heat map dropping in here, dropping left and dropping right. He can play across the front line. Absolutely. He can play across the front line. Let me go to one of his games in 2021. I shared this one already. It's 2021. It's 2022. Same pattern. The same pattern. Not in that central position, more to the right or more to the left. So Patrick, any comments on that before Patrick we go to the next
No comment. It's just that I think Pep is looking at him as a impact player, or a player who plays maybe when Haaland gets injured, or gives him 45 minutes. So when Haaland scores, he takes Haaland off and bring him off. But look, I get where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. You'd like to see him play next to Haaland as one of the wing sides. But I think Pep is looking at it that, would I rather play my wingers that are wingers already, or then bring Alvarez in 60 minutes or 50 minutes? Or would I just ignore the fact that Foden and I don't know Foden what's happening? Obviously, keeps sitting on the bench. You might see him in this game. Or I ignore the fact that some of these other players are getting in form and are clicking. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, Grealish, Foden, and Haaland is not a bad front three. It's doing well. I know what you're looking for. You're looking that if you add Alvarez into that front three, there will be a lot of goals and it'll be more effective, faster. It's just the Grealish Foden one. It scores, but it takes a bit of time. But I think if Alvarez is there, causes more damage. Because his pressing is also amazing. That's how Mahrez got the goal, because he pressed and gave the ball to Mahrez in the Sevilla game. So I get where you're coming from. You're looking for wingers that have got legs to press, which makes it easy to just give the ball to Haaland, and Haaland just scores it.
I mean, this idea that the Premier League is different to Argentina, his numbers are different. I mean, the reality is, and to twist comment, right, if I take Foden to Argentina, he won't score goals like Alvarez does. If I take Jack to Argentina, he ain't scoring goals like Alvarez does. So this idea that somehow it's different. This guy has scored 5 goals and assists in 3 games for us, more than Jack Grealish. So what are we talking about? Hey, I'm not bashing Jack Grealish, Patrick. I'm just stating the facts. The facts are, in the last 3 games, this guy has scored 5 goals, has got 3 goals and 2 assists. 5 GNA. Grealish has 0. It's a fact. So this idea that somehow Argentina is different from the Premier League, yes, it's different, but the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. 9 goals in 7 games, it doesn't lie. So that's the only thing I'm just saying, is that we need to kind of open our minds to the fact that this guy is not just I want to just replace Erling Haaland when he's injured. No. There's a reason why, in my opinion, so far this season, the game that we scored the most goals in at home, the game we scored the most goals in, were the front 3 of Alvarez, Haaland, and Foden. And we ripped Forest apart. The same Forest who beat Liverpool. The same Forest who just knocked out Tottenham. With those front 3, guess what we did? We ripped them apart. So my question to Pep is, bro, against Brentford, you want to tear them apart? Play those front 3. Play them. Because that kid is phenomenal. And we'll talk about, and we see some comments here, Twisted, fair play. Yeah, mate, I'm just saying, it's just, the data doesn't lie. If one player has 1 goal in 15 matches or 13 matches, another player has 5 goals and assists in 3 matches, if you're the manager, who do you start? You start the guy that has contributed more. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just feel like my concerns, Twisted, are the fact that we don't give him enough game time. He becomes relegated to this super sub, and then Real Madrid come calling in 2 years' time, right? And he goes. And now we've lost perhaps one of the generational talents that we have. That's my concern. Meanwhile, we're waiting for Grealish to score more goals, and he's not delivering as much, and then this talent goes away. much like we did with Leroy Sané. When I see him, I think about Leroy. I think about Raheem, the way Raheem penetrates, but he's different from Raheem because he finishes. Jack has to step up to that level. In my own opinion, Jack needs to step up to that level to show to me that he's at that level. Because for me, he ain't yet. He can create the ball, he can run with the ball, but the finishing there's something about Alvarez that he has that just finishes. That's my only concern, Twisted. Okay, so what I want to do, Patrick, is show some of the goals that this guy has scored. Okay, cool. You have to go to that. Okay, I'll just show some of
I
the
don't
goals.
no. Go ahead. Show the goals. I'll just let me just connect to the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just show some of the goals that he has scored. If you bear me out for 1 second, let's do this. Yeah. Okay. Forgive my desktop. Here you go. So what I want to do is I want to share some of the goals he has scored. We'll start with the goal at Chelsea. Let's take a look at this, for example. Start with build up two. Okay, here we go. So here's the goal that against Chelsea. The ball comes into him from the right-hand side. This is Alvarez. Again, I talk about him playing across the front three, right? Alvarez plays the left-hand side. This is Koulibaly. This is Chalobah. And that's Cucurella. Okay? Alvarez has a choice to make. Does he play to Grealish? He can't play to Grealish because Grealish is behind. He can't play to head here because he knows that Chalobah is going to get the ball. He doesn't want to go in behind because because Cucurella will cover him. So what he does is that he switches the ball all the way across to Riyad Mahrez right here. Right? He has the intelligence to do so. And I'll share that right way. Build up three. Here we go, right here. He plays the ball all the way to Riyad Mahrez, right? And then all of a sudden, this guy, Koulibaly, stops running.
Yeah.
Like there's no way in which, Alvarez can get there. Alvarez now begins to make the run towards this side of the field for the rebound in case it comes in because Mendy's right there. And what happens next is here. Alvarez goes in and he scores a goal. Again, on what side of the field? On the left side, because Mahrez has kicked the ball in the goal. Has another example. Let's look at some more goals again. Let's look at Nottingham Forest. Here he is. This was a goal, second goal that he scored against Forest, right? This goal, he gets the ball from this side of the field. He runs all the way across here and he scores from this angle right to the top bins, right there. See that bulge right here? See that right here? Yep, that's the ball. Pushing the net up right from here with two defenders marking him. And you're telling me this guy cannot play across the front three. He can. On the left side again. Let's look at another goal, right? Against Forest. Again, his first goal. But he's now coming in from wide again.
There's a good comment. There's a good comment here. Sorry for cutting it. There's a good comment here.
Yeah.
It says, will Julian Alvarez look at Jack's contract and want more?
Of course he's going to want more. If he was your son, you ask him to demand more. If you're scoring goals like this, you're going to demand more. 7 goals in 9 games? 5 goals in 5 goals and 6 in 3 games, you're going to demand more. And it's not just the goals, Patrick. It's the quality of the goals. It's the level of difficulty this kid is scoring goals. Look at this goal against Forest, the first one. Look at Alejandro right there. He scores a goal right from here, this angle. He knows the gap is there between the keeper, and he plays it right there to score the goal. Absolutely phenomenal. Bang, one-time goal. That's another goal. Let's look at another one again. Okay? Here's a Fulham one I talk about. Here's a Fulham one, right? Remember this goal, Patrick?
Yeah, it was an amazing goal, yeah.
And he comes with the ball from central, goes out wide, another left-sided goal again. I talk about him playing across the front line. Foden is playing the number 9 spot right here. Look at Julian Alvarez. He comes here, sits the keeper down, scores a goal in that very, very small, tight angle. And you're telling me that this guy is not as efficient or better than Jack Grealish on the left-hand side or Riyad Mahrez. Look at the facts. Look at the data. Don't look at what you hear on some spaces or some a YouTube channel to talk about, Grealish. Grealish is great, but this guy is at a different level, totally different level. And it's sad that Pep's not giving him enough time because he's a weapon. Against that Liverpool game, I believe he had that game there. If we played that game would have won by us because we'd have given Robertson a tough time. They can't mark him.
Yeah, but he's played good games. He's been given good games, though. It's not like it's bad games he's been given. He's been given good minutes for a number 2. If
Again,
you look at it
Patrick,
properly, yeah,
look, this was his first goal against Liverpool. What side of the field is he on, Patrick? Left
he's
side.
on the
Again, that's the fourth time we've seen him now scoring from this left side, correct?
yeah.
But the number 9 is right here, Haaland. But he scores a goal right here, telling us he can play on the left side coming in. Did it against Chelsea from the left side, against Forest from the left side, against Sevilla from the left side, against Copenhagen from that side as well. Here he is against Liverpool on the left side. There is Foden, there is Alvarez, there is Haaland. The front three that I believe can beat any team. There they are. The three of them are right there, knowing where to be and how to combine. So when I talk about this kid, I'm not just talking about him from let's see. No. He is a baller. Finally, Patrick, let's look at his 6 goals against River. The game he scores 6 goals or 2 hat-tricks against for River Plate. Here's his first goal, Patrick, right? There he is on the right-hand side, scoring a goal. Now, in this game, he wasn't playing the number 9. Another guy was playing the number 9. This guy was playing the number 9. He scores a goal, scoring this way, right in that gap by the keeper, right? That's the first goal. Second goal, right here, Patrick. Check this out. He scores the goal again, right close to the box. And this 9 is the number 9 position. That's the second goal. Ball comes in, he scores it right there. Third goal. He scores a goal from outside the 18-yard box, right here. Boots the ball, bounces on, keeper can't save it, ball goes into the net. Right? Playing again from that central striker position here, right here. Fourth goal. Right? Patrick, what side of the field is he on, Patrick, right here? He's on, again, the left-hand side of the field. Again, one-on-one with the keeper, and he scores the goal right there. Telling us again that he can play across the whole front line of any team. Whether it's Real Madrid, whether it's City, whether it's River Plate, he can play. Goal number 5, another goal again. From what side of the field? That's the left side. That's the 8th goal we've seen him score from the left side. It's not by accident. These are all facts. Here's another goal here. He scores here. He scores here from a central position. It's a header. He scores a goal. That's goal number 5 for him. And then the final goal that he scores, goal number 6, was right from here, right from the center circle again. So clearly, this guy, in my opinion, is able to score goals across the whole front line. And it's not by accident. It's not by accident. He is a baller. And I really want us to begin to recognize who this kid is, what he's able to do, and begin to play him in those positions. Right? Some comments here. Let's see. Vader says that what difference do you see in attack and defense with the front three you want versus the Grealish, Foden, right? So I think defensively, clearly he's not as good as keeping the ball as, say, Jack is, right? So we may have moments of transition. But the benefit of that is that when he gets in that final third, in that box, he's more clinical than he is against, than he is versus Jack Grealish. That, for me, is a delta between both of them. We can trade some control, but what we get in the opposite side is finishing. And with the front three of Foden, Haaland, and Alvarez, they're the most dynamic front three, in my opinion, right now in the league. I don't think anybody comes close to them. Not Liverpool's front three, not United's front three, not Arsenal's front three. Those three are dynamic. This guy would start for any other club in the Premier League. Would start, including Liverpool. Okay. Twisted says, is Alvarez a Mane type player? That's a good question. Is he a Mane type player? I think Mane is more of a winger. I think what they have in common, Twisted, is the fact that they can both finish. They do not waste chances. If they're in front of goal, bang, it's a goal. That's what they both have in common. And they're both quick. They can both press. They can lead the press. They can start the press. That's what they have. The difference is Mane is probably more mature. Probably able to play, the 1-2 pass a little deeper than he is. But that takes time and that takes experience that he's going to hopefully get. So anyways, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I just wanted to talk about, this kid that we've bought for 14 million pounds for Julian Alvarez. And that's incredible. 14 million, right? And he's been delivering for us. He's scored goals. He's assisted. He has fit into our team. And I hope that rather than say, oh, he's just a super sub, that will begin to demand that he actually plays more. We want to see him combine with Haaland and Foden. Even if he plays with Grealish, I want to see him play with Grealish and with Mahrez like he did against Chelsea, because he was pretty good. So just wanted to share this with you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's my little take on Julian Alvarez. I believe he's a superstar. I think he's a gem. I think that he's only going to get better and better. And hopefully, come the end of the season, maybe him, Foden, and Haaland take us to the promised land. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Thank you, Twisted. Thank you, Vader Games. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you all for coming on. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, YSK. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, everyone, for coming on board. Hopefully tomorrow we get to see these guys play. I'm looking forward to it. Till then, take care. God bless.